Hello and welcome. This is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. How's it going, everyone? It's that time, for at least for me, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So wherever you're at right now, set this day down in your calendar, repeat it for every Friday. This is the time we get together and discuss any and all things vegan. So if you're watching after the fact, that's fine too. I'm glad you're watching. There's nothing wrong with not being here live with us, but if you can't make it here live, that's the best way to do it, because that's where you can interact with me and all of the great community and our two moderators I see are here right now, Peter and Uncle. Thanks for being here, guys. So yeah, if you're vegan, if you're interested in any and all things vegan, you've come to the right place. And like I said, in addition to any and all things vegan, you have a great vegan community here, a chill, friendly one, not a bunch of ass level 5,000 vegan people that are super annoying, just cool, chill people here. And if you are not vegan, say you're like vegetarian or just vegan or plant-based curious, yeah, you've come to a cool place. We're not going to be a jerk to you because you're not vegan. Again, we're not a-hole level 5,000 vegans. We're chill, reasonable people, and we're happy to share our information and give you any help that we can to show you that eating plants is the wonderful decision you can make for yourself and animals and the environment all together. And also, if you are here watching and you're not vegan and you don't have any desires whatsoever to become vegan, in fact, you hate me and you hate all of us and you hate what we stand for, this peaceful stance we have about eating plants instead of animals. If you think there's something just horribly evil about that or wrong, immoral about it, come and share your point of view. Just don't be a jerk or anything like that, because I know most people that are like that are bigoted, and most people who are bigoted are complete a-holes. So if you can just suppress that a-holeness, if that's who you truly deeply are, try to just suppress that down and just try your best to be like a civil, decent person, like what you have to do when you're at work or at school, stuff like that, so you don't get fired and expelled and stuff like that. So anyway, with that out of the way, hello guys, welcome, thanks for being here. Got my hair cut finally for the first time in a few months, so yeah, I didn't wear the hat tonight. And also, YouTube has a brand new feature. Remember how a few months ago I was experimenting with both vertical and horizontal live streams? I was trying some of the vertical ones out on TikTok, then I was trying them out sometimes on YouTube. It was cool. Attracting a different kind of viewer, the ones who prefer vertical, but it sucked having two chat rooms. Well, now YouTube has a brand new feature. I just got an email about it, and I thought they said it was a new or beta feature, so I didn't think it applied to me. But when I was preparing my computer and everything for tonight's live stream a little bit ago, I saw, the interface looks different for live streaming. I see, there's a little box you can check here to stream to both platforms, to vertical and horizontal at the same time, to have this unified chat room. So yeah, it seems to be working. I'm glad I set up all the tech earlier, like a few months ago. Like I said, I just had to click one box in my streaming software, Streamlabs, and bam, it sent them right over to YouTube. So I see both streams happening. So let me know. I'm waiting to see the first person to comment from the vertical, the TikTok style proportion aspect ratio live stream. So let me know if any of you guys are there right now. I can see everyone here right now. Thanks for being here. And I see all you guys are the regulars. So I assume most of you guys, all you guys, are on the horizontal. Fu Man Poo, are my eyes deceiving? Oh my God, you're here the 1 week that Sarah, aka Late Model, won't be here. She's on a trip right now, a little vacation. We keep asking about it. She keeps talking about you, and I'm going, yeah, I don't know. Hopefully Fu Man Poo comes. Yeah, I was pretty sure you were well, like you didn't get sick or something like that. But I'm glad to see you back here, Fu Man Poo. Yeah, come. We've missed you. We want you back in our little Friday night vegan community here. So awesome. I assume that's the real Fu Man Poo. I don't think anyone would try to impersonate you or anything. In fact, we'll be able to tell by the way that you have a unique way of communicating. Oh, you went to a dark place? I'm sorry to hear that, Fu Man Poo. I figured you were going through something, and hopefully I didn't think it was like a health related thing, a physical thing like that. And we all go through stuff, mentally, psychologically, all that, so totally get it. And I'm glad you're back, because it hasn't been quite the same without you. Once in a while, who is it? Someone tries to comment in your spirit. What's his name again? I always forget. We'll see him probably later on tonight. But anyway, I'm glad you're back here. But sorry you went to a dark place there. Oh my God, Hippie Easter, your mom's in hospice right now. I'm sorry I didn't see that earlier. And you need prayers. I'm so sorry to hear about that, Hippie Easter. I can relate all too well, to elderly parents. I wish you the best there. And yeah, hospice is a heavy thing. My grandma was in hospice not that long ago. Well, I guess it's been a long time now, so I know all too well what that's like. And yeah, Peter, yes, it looks like if anyone can verify, if anyone can go check right now and just let me know that you see the vertical live stream. But from what I can tell on my YouTube studio interface, which is the way I connect my live stream for my computer to YouTube, I see 2 streams. But I'm not watching it like how you guys are, like on the watch page or on an app. I'm watching it in a special part of my back end that's specifically for live streaming. So let me know if you if anyone can see it on the vertical format, just to let me know. And if anyone's watching vertical, be the first to comment tonight. Hey AJ, good to see you AJ. And yeah, I'm sorry you came in right when we learned some bad news about Hippie Easter there. Farless, your father was in hospice at the start of the year. Oh, remember, yeah, you told us about your father's health issues too. Travis, unfortunately, you're not required to be vertical yourself while watching a vertical live stream. Meaning you could be laying down just flat horizontally on a couch or bed or whatever on the ground and watch the vertical live stream. The choice is back. And yeah, see that AJ Fu is back tonight. So Fu, you got to come back and stay back and definitely come back next week because Sarah / Late Model will be very excited to know that you've come back. Let's see, what else have I missed? Peter, I don't think anyone in our country is going to win the Nobel Peace Prize this year, left, right, or center. That's just not going to happen. It got announced, right? I didn't even look at the news, right? I remember last night they're saying it was imminent, like the announcement. I'm sure it's already happened, right? Anyway, I got to move over a little bit because I'm falling out of frame for my vertical live stream. Yeah, I got to sit more of this side. Or maybe I got to adjust my camera. I feel like my leg is hitting the table here. I'm sitting cross-legged, cross-legged style right now. Because I like to just change my sitting positions very frequently. Uncle, time to turn off the lights? Why, does it look too bright in here right now? Man, Uncle, that is food that you see. Totally. Let's see, Fu. So let's see what you've learned. All this that you've learned. You've learned much while away, but have no clue about this vertical tech. You're still a caveman in that request. It's just like, have you seen it when you go on YouTube? They request, they don't request, they push you, like they want you to watch their YouTube shorts. They're the ones that come in vertical format, rather than horizontal format. You know what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So now YouTube live streamers have the ability, at least some of us do, I think they're rolling it out, to stream to both vertical and horizontal viewers at the same time. And with the big plus was, we could always do that, at least for the past year or two. But anyway, what's awesome now is there's one chat room. Like all you guys here in the live chat, there's not two, like a separate chat for the vertical people and a separate chat for the horizontal live stream viewers. Are all in one together now. Okay, AJ says about the Nobel Peace Prize. Yes, a woman won for promoting peace and democracy in Venezuela. I think she's Swedish. All right, awesome. Yeah, I figured someone, deserving, actually, working actively to make the world a more peaceful, better place would win that. You can't, complain your way into winning that kind of award, threaten and stuff like that, or talk about how deserving you are. You have to be humble and deserving. Hey, VLAM's here. Awesome, VLAM. How you doing? I know you're a little younger because I'm so old, 58. I just want to mention this is our first night where I can stream both live. My live stream can go both to vertical and horizontal YouTube viewers at the same time with the same chat room. So if you prefer a vertical experience, VLAN, you got that too. So it's all out there for everyone. Hey Johnny, how's it going too? I was saying, yeah, you're younger. You're a baby in your early mid 20s. Yeah, if you want to watch in vertical or horizontal format, YouTube has allowed us to be able to do that now and have one shared chat experience rather than having two separate ones. So anyway, I'm looking to see if anyone's watching on the vertical. Hey, Above the Horizon. Hey guys, has anyone heard about this new information surfacing on how B12 is a scam? No. like what have you been hearing about that? I mean, like B12 supplements are a scam, they don't work. I mean, that'd be quite a new scientific discovery because there's so much science showing the effectiveness of them. In fact, I know for a fact, just personally, how powerful B12 supplementation can be, like doubling my B12 levels between times when I wasn't supplementing to when I was supplementing pretty much every day. It's a powerful and relatively quick way to get your B12 levels up. They just didn't go up magically like that. And then lo and behold, when I switched to a different, less powerful B12 supplement, they went back down. Not all the way down to where they were before, but they went down half or so, 50% or so. So it really does work. I'm not a medical doctor, but I'd be astonished. I'd be completely stunned and shocked if there's some scientific studies that show that B12 supplementation is no good, because I've just seen irrefutable evidence that it works. V, you're on mobile now. You prefer horizontal. You must be old then too. Oh, welcome to the old people club. You prefer the old school horizontal 16:9, not 9:16 aspect ratio. Oh God, that's what you were doing, Fu Manpu. You totally went to the dark side. You got a Mesa Boogie. This is a guitar amp, guys. Dual rectifier, 100 watt half stack. And I told you, you would not be a loved person in your neighborhood, man. Seriously, 100 watts for bedroom use. I mean, seriously, that's crazy. Even if you're like in a recording studio, the engineers would probably ask you to turn it down a little bit. I mean, if you're cranking it all the way up, I'm sure you're rarely able to do that, because you would get arrested pretty much immediately for turning a 100 watt tube amp up in your I assume more kind of residential area there. Wow. Yeah, I was telling you, Food, if get yourself just a mighty you can get a second amp, keep the Mesa, that's a good amp, but get like yourself a more mighty 10-15 watt amp, like a Princeton Reverb or a Vox AC15. I'm sure Marshall has some low wattage amps too if you like that. Mesa Boogie, I've seen, they have some cool 5-10 watt amps, stuff like that. That's a whole new market now, because people are realizing, yeah, they really can't play 50 watt or 100 watt stacks in their bedroom too often. First of all, everyone inside their house is going to hate them, and secondly, everyone within a 5-block radius is probably not going to be a big fan either, and the police are going to probably be your next, your biggest fans, visiting you quite often. Oh wow, hopefully you've been all right there. But yeah, I tried to give you my 2 cents there on how in a home situation, like a residential home, having an amp of that magnitude is overkill, and pretty much you'll never really practically be able to tap into the tone that it generates, to really get the sweet spot. You're going to have your eardrums bleeding and cops banging on your door. Oh. Okay, it rocks hard. A Fu must know when to unleash it. I don't know when is an appropriate time to unleash a 100 watt tube amp in one's home, but if you're finding a way to do it, more power to you. Okay, Above the Horizon, you're telling us about B12. A lot of new information is presenting that all the B12 tests are proctored against the synthetic supplement build-out instead of extrapolated soil profile that it should ethically be. I don't know any what that means. I have no clue. I'm not a scientist or biologist or anything like that. So what's the upshot though? Can you just summarize what that means? The tests don't work or what? Yeah, Blood Rose to Fu Manpu. That's some serious power. Do you live in a stadium? What's up, Varlish? You're taking magnesium supplements. They help you poo and you suffer opiate constipation. Wow. Let's see, AJ, you're drinking the new Bailey's oat milk, cookies and cream liqueur. They did away with the original flavor oat milk Bailey's. So how is this? I never had either. So is this an improvement? I seem a little sad that they got rid of the original flavor, but that sounds great. Oat milk's delicious. Let's see, Nikki, you're able to move your 2 new patient appointments and get to join the stream again. I forgot, Nikki. Yeah, you told us about that last week. I can't remember now. Was that going to be a permanent Friday thing, meeting with these patients on Fridays? Or was it just for this Friday because something weird was going on? I hope it wasn't the former. But I'm glad you're able to get today free. Let's see. I thought I saw you guys... What's that, Johnny? The electrolyte powder. You have had B12 in it. Travis, you had eardrum reconstruction surgery this year. I forgot you telling us about that. Can you tell like what happened? Did you have an injury? Like something hit your ear or something go wrong inside, or is it due to like sound exposure, like too loud? Let us know what that's about, because I'm scared. I'm really trying to protect my hearing as much as I can. Like when I go to the gym now, it's loud in the basketball court indoors, all the balls hitting the bouncing off the hardwood floor, echoing on the walls. I just wear my my new AirPod Pro 3s with it's quiet. It's totally quiet. When I walk around the neighborhood, it's loud. There's trucks, helicopters, motorcycles, guys in their crazy Hondas that they think are Porsches or whatever. Put my AirPods on. I'm looking to make sure I'm not going to get ran over. I'm aware. I'm not like staring at my phone like half the people walking around. I'm looking since I'm not using my ears as much. But yeah, I'm trying to protect my hearing as much as possible. It's the uncle. Yeah, there is some kind of Disney thing. That's a lot of money, because for like double that, you can just get the pass that Angie and I have, basically. And you can go pretty much all year, as long as you don't need to go in summers or on weekends. So that's a deal if you only want to go 3 times a year. That sounds awesome. But yeah, for us, we like to go when we are not blocked out, like once a week-ish. We didn't go this week, but yeah, we like to go once a week-ish. So, we don't go all day. Like when your average family or person goes to Disneyland, it's usually a 10, 12-hour day. No, we're in and out like 3-4 hours to go get some coffee, maybe meet a character like Bing Bong or something like that. Not Bing Bong, Baymax. Maybe ride a ride or two, then go home. Get home and get into work. Most people don't work on the same day they go to Disneyland. If they do, they work in the day, then they go in the evening. But that's what we do. We go in the morning. It's like our little fancy coffee shop, get a snack, and then we come home and start our day off like at 2 or 3 here. Okay, good, AJ. I'm glad they didn't mess up the Bailey's flavor with the changing milk part of the formula there. They also have toffee flavor. Oh, wow, I'll have to keep an eye on these. Peter said this weekend is Canadian Thanksgiving weekend. And is that anything like the United States Thanksgiving? It probably has nothing to do with turkeys and pilgrims and stuff, right? Because you guys didn't have that. Heidi, you're just on the other format, and it was stuck where you couldn't see the comments. Interesting. It's I guess you missed. Were you on earlier, Heidi? Because the reason why I'm doing this is I got a message from YouTube earlier this week saying that they're rolling this out slowly to live stream creators, where we could stream on both platforms simultaneously, meaning vertical and horizontal, and there's a shared chat area rather than having 2 separate ones, one for each platform or whatever. So let me know how that worked out for you, Heidi. You said the chat wasn't working right for you. Oh, that's interesting, Peter. Thanks for letting us know. On Amazon Prime, there's an amazing new John Candy documentary. Interesting. Okay, above the horizon on that B12 article. I was asking you what can you give me just the basic summary, like the TLDR. Basically, they said they are solely testing for the synthetic, a supplement in people's blood, the synthetic that Merck company came up with years ago, which is all lab made. So if someone is low on B12, it's because they're not testing for all the different types of B12. Is that what's going on there? That person's not putting the patented product into their body. Interesting. Well, I guess mine must have that patented product, the one I've been taking all these years. Welcome, A. You said you went vegan a couple months ago and invested in getting started with vegan activism, or interested in getting started with vegan activism. Hey, it depends on what you want to do. I mean, first I want to mention, yeah, awesome. Glad you're vegan. And I'm glad you have the enthusiasm to want to do some kind of outreach or activism. I want to let you know, you don't have to do it. There's nothing that forces a vegan to do it. But yeah, you should want to do it. That's cool. That's totally awesome. And there's so many ways to be a vegan activist. Don't let some of these a-hole vegans say all activists must do X, Y, or Z. And if they don't do that, you're a fake activist or a loser or something like that. There's some that are like that. I've always had a much more open-minded opinion about that. Meaning, do whatever you feel comfortable with. If you want to go out and be the hardcore persons in the streets with signs and gory images confronting the public, if that's your thing, cool. If you'd rather discuss with people online, like have a debate channel or something like that, that's one way of doing it too. If you just want to share your food images on Instagram, that's cool too. If you don't want to share yourself, your face, you want to retain some anonymity. But just because you're being vegan doesn't mean the whole world has to know your name and all about you and stuff like that. So however comfortable you are with anonymity or lack thereof, and what kinds of content you want to be a part of, discuss, or groups that you want to be with. So if you want to get with a group of people, if you're in a major city of some kind, I'm sure it's not too hard to find local vegan groups there. Most cities have groups of vegans. Sometimes they're just meeting at restaurants and eating. Sometimes they're activists and meeting at restaurants and eating. So you just have to look around. It varies greatly. That's the real Fu Man Poo talking about Taco Bell. Okay, so here's what goes on your guys' Thanksgiving in Canada there. So, let's see. Okay, so Peter says, yeah, people sadly eat turkey. Darn, I was hoping they wouldn't do that. It's got something to do with agriculture, and Allison says it's quite similar to ours. Do you guys have pilgrims, though? That's the question, because you guys shouldn't have pilgrims, because the pilgrims didn't land in Canada. Okay, Vixie Pixie can vouch for the turkey as well. Okay. All right, well, thanks for letting me know, guys. I really don't know too much about it. So, yeah, Travis's ear problems that required surgery earlier. He said you had ear infections since you were a kid and had tubes numerous times, so the eardrums eventually gave way from years of that. Your left eardrum was completely gone, though. Wow, so what happened? Do you have like an eardrum now from the surgery? Yeah, I agree with everyone saying we all miss Fu Man Poo's humor and optimism. And Peter, thanks for being a member for 40 months now. I think that was when we started at 40 months ago. Thanks so much, Peter. I did quickly check out that Isaac Butterfield video, and I said, it just seems so hateful, bigoted, and toxic to such an extreme degree. And it wasn't like a short video like that Chef Capper one I did. His original video was like a short. It was like under a minute. It was like 40 seconds, but I could handle that. I don't think my mental health right now could handle watching a long-form Isaac Butterfield video being hateful and bigoted towards me and vegans for like 10, 20 minutes. I just don't think I'm down for it, If someone could edit me like the best of in under like a minute, I could respond to that. But I don't think I want to go through and watch his stuff over and over again to pull out the worst stuff and respond to it. But, maybe I will. Maybe one day I'll be really pissed off and want to kick his ass and make a response video. We'll see. Okay, Fu Man Poo. Well, guys, you got to get some sleep. You can sleep after quitting coffee, after 10 cups a day habit for years. Holy moly, that's crazy. 10 cups of coffee a day. Wow. Well, I'm glad you're not doing that because that sounds horrible and not healthy. and so, on so many levels. We'll be back regularly, God willing. Be safe and fight evil. All right, Fu Man, love having you here. Please come back next week. Sarah/late model will be very happy to see you. Yes, we're all saying come back. Above the horizon, yeah, about being a vegan activist, or commit to wearing a profound T-shirt for 1 hour every week and commit to it consistent every week. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to see if I can tell if there's any way how the vertical live stream's going. If anyone's watching on the vertical live stream, the TikTok format one, let me know. I'm trying something brand new, a new feature that YouTube rolled out, letting me stream to both, and we have a shared chat experience rather than having two separate ones. So let me know if anyone's watching. Oh, I have no pinned donation link, AJ. Yeah, I was so focused on the two stream thing. Oh man, I can't find my link. I pasted it from something here. Here it is. Thanks, AJ. Thank you so much. I'm yeah. Thanks. Your cult leader. Yeah, the other stream. Yeah, AJ is so okay, let me pin the message. Okay, I have my all right, the link to Super Chat pasted up there. So if anyone wants to contribute directly to us, without YouTube taking the 40% cut off the built-in YouTube Super Chats, we have ours up there. The best way to support us. Yeah, I was saying, there's a brand new feature where I can stream both to vertical and horizontal streams on YouTube, the shorts format. And we have a shared chat room experience here. They're not two separate ones like they were before. So we'll see how that works out. I'm just going to do it by default from here on out just because, why not? Why would I not want people that watch on the vertical format to be able to see these live streams? But thanks for letting me know, AJ, about how I did not pin the message. Yeah, it's one of the first things I do until I got, I got to figure out how to do this dual stream thing again. It's been a while, but I'm glad I put in the work a few months ago. So it's just a matter of just kind of tweaking that rather than starting from scratch. If so, I wouldn't have done it. It would have taken like an hour or so to get it working and testing. All right, Allison is telling us, pasting in some basic info about how Canadian Thanksgiving started. So a governor proclaimed it. Interesting, huh? Hey, VLAM, thanks. You wear your HHV shirt every Saturday when your shop is the busiest. Awesome. What kind of reactions do people get? Would you say that what percentage of the people that shop in your store would be able to read that? Just kind of curious. Okay, Vixie Pixie, Canadian Thanksgiving is focused on gratitude for the harvest. Yeah, it makes sense to have it right now because that's kind of what Halloween is supposed to be, minus the gratitude part. It's a time of year where it's getting colder and darker and harvest has happened. So that's cool how you're actually grateful for the harvest because for people who are detached from agriculture and stuff, a lot of harvesting happens this time of year. A lot of plants. This is when they're ripe right now. Like say in wine country, it's the harvest time. Weed, in Humboldt County and all that. This is the harvest time. Okay, so Allison says that the Canadian Thanksgiving, which you guys are experiencing right now, doesn't really have a story. It's more so just to be thankful for anything and everything, especially for food. That's kind of part of the American version too, when you gather with your family and do a prayer or something like that. Usually acknowledge being grateful for the food and acknowledge that you're grateful for the people in your life sitting with you there and stuff. So it sounds like the same kind of thing. They probably, some Canadians probably say, this is cool, let's borrow this holiday. But you guys were wise and made it at I think a better time of the year to really honor the harvest season. But yeah, you can simultaneously honor and have gratitude for harvest and humans as well. They're not mutually exclusive. I just think it makes a lot of sense to have it right now. And in our case, in America, it's like too close to like the Christmas season. It's like less than a month separated from Christmas, right? Less than a month. So it makes it kind of tight. It's like, that's why they call it the holidays. There's just so many holidays happening so quickly. New Year's is right after that. Just too much stuff. I like how this is more spread out. I guess it kind of competes with Halloween a little bit. How is Halloween a big holiday in Canada? I assume it is, like it is here. It's not really a holiday or anything, but it's a day, that is celebrated. Let's see. Peter, Charlie Kirk's wife is going to do a different event on the same weekend as the Super Bowl because she's upset that Bad Bunny is performing. And refresh me, why are people such as her upset about particular performers at the Super Bowl halftime show, which I assume is going on with Bad Bunny there? I don't know too much about that. Why like if you like why is that a problem? Because they're I'm guessing. I'm just taking a guess. I don't know anything about this. Okay, I'm just filling the blanks, but you guys can tell me if I'm wrong. I assume Bad Bunny has a political point of view that is different from his Charlie Kirk's wife's and others. I guess different from a sort of conservative point of view, and they don't like that. Is that it? I mean, okay, she has every right to want to protest that, I guess. It's all about free speech. Bad Bunny can exercise free speech. Charlie Kirk's wife can exercise free speech. That's cool. That's what America's all about. As long as they're not calling to censor him, just in virtue of his opinion not vibing right with their own, making him upset. Remember, I always call like these people that get upset that us vegans exist. Like they're bigoted towards us. I call them snowflakes. They got to get over it, So, we're different. We live in a multicultural, ideological, multi-religious culture. We need to get along. But yeah, as long as we all have the free right to express ourselves, I'm cool with that. Okay, Halloween is huge in Toronto, as I figured. I didn't think you guys would skip that one. Like, no, we don't do Halloween here in Canada. Anyway, let's see. What? Graven? No, they're just racist. They don't know he's American. They're dumb. What? Bad. Is it? What's his name? Bad Bunny? Is that it? Bad Bunny. I assume it's a he, right? I don't know anything about Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny's an American artist, right? Is that correct? So, I mean, yeah, Americans have the right to express themselves. And if someone doesn't like it, they have the right to not watch. Just like my live stream here. A lot of people are offended at veganism. A lot of people are bigoted towards vegans and hate us just because of what we believe in. They don't have to watch. No one's forcing them to become vegan. No one's forcing them to watch my vegan live stream or anything like that. That's what it's all about. We can make content, and as long as it's not like calling for like harming people or yourself, you pretty much, that's what you should be able to do here. Okay, Graven says, yes, Bad Bunny. They want an American to perform. Wait, is Bad Bunny not American? Let me know. Again, I don't know who Bad Bunny is. So you guys help me out here. Alex says, hey, Ryan, have I ever considered making a vegan cookbook for weightlifters, powerlifters, and strongman bodybuilding, or even health and fitness meals recipes that are high protein? No, because I'm not really, even though I lift weights and stuff, I don't consider myself, I just do it just to keep my strength because I'm getting older and I want to still be, have some decent muscle on the basketball court. You don't have to have a whole bunch unless you're in the pros or something like that. But anyway, For weightlifters, power lifters, strongmen, no, I don't know how they're supposed to eat. I really don't know. That's a whole different way of training than, say, like, a lean, mean basketball machine trains and eats and stuff like that. Unless you want to be a big buff one. You can be a swole basketball player too. Nothing wrong with that, but that's not how I train. So it would be kind of, first of all, I'm not the recipe whiz of the group here. That's Angie. So she would be the one to do it. She has no interest in any of that stuff. So that's probably not going to happen. You can, yeah, I could not even say problem, say yes. You can write that down. It's not going to happen. Okay, Heidi, you're a Gen Xer like me, huh? You don't know who he is either. I know who the younger Korean artists are, K-pop artists and stuff. But yeah, American and Canadian artists, I have no idea who they are. Oh, thank you. Thank you, AJ, for the new YouTube format fun. Yes, I did have to put some extra time and energy to figure out how to do 2 formats simultaneously. Like I said earlier, fortunately, I put the time and energy, a lot of time and energy into that a few months ago. Didn't really like it. I didn't like having 2 separate chat rooms and everything, especially once I got TikTok involved. It's just too crazy. So, what am I saying? Yeah, I'm glad I put that energy in then. So when I saw that YouTube made it easier to do this, I didn't have to really tweak all that much. So, but thank you. Yeah, it's a little bit of work to get all this tech to work, The tech has sure changed since I started doing live streams, I have to say. This is a whole different thing than when I first just grabbed my phone. Hey guys, it's all good. Hey, I just got done running right now. Let's see. Okay, Bad Bunny. He lives in Puerto Rico. Graven says, yes, Bad Bunny. They want an American to perform. Well, Puerto Ricans are Americans. It's an American territory. I mean, they're Americans. He lives in Puerto Rico, but they think he's not from America because they don't know Puerto Rico is part of America. Oh my God, that is embarrassing. Really? They're being discriminatory against people who are, I guess, Americans, United States citizens, right? Let me just ask, are Puerto Ricans citizens of the United States? Any day now, Siri. Try it one more time. Are Puerto Ricans considered citizens of the United States? Are Puerto Ricans considered citizens of the United States? Okay, I actually have to tap something. Can someone Google this for me, man? My Siri is just being a complete a-hole right now. It's just giving me information about the United States. No, I want to know specifically one thing. But anyway, that's sad. If people who I think are United States citizens are being targeted or discriminated, I should say, that's not American. If you're American, you're American. Despite your skin color. That's the issue. What if they got a European artist to come? Say they got the Police to reunite, or Duran Duran or something like that. Would that be okay? Because those guys are super duper white, You can't be whiter than being from the British Islands. But they're not American. I wonder if that would have been met with as much criticism if Duran Duran or Harry Styles or something like that, or whatever, his old band did it. All right, cool. Yeah, I stumped Siri. Siri didn't know what I was saying there. Even though you guys saw me request to Siri 3 times in very clear California English, and I say California English because Siri is, product of Apple. Apple, their headquarters is about 300 miles north of where I'm sitting right now in California. It should be able to understand me. Yet I totally screwed them up. So yes, they are United States citizens. Yeah, that's a good question, AJ. Why don't they have reps in Congress? Yeah, as far as I understand, United States territories and stuff don't have congressional representation. It's been that way the whole time, and I don't know why. So yeah, this is sad. If they're targeting him because of this color of his skin and perceived not being American enough, I find that completely misinformed, and I don't know what to say. It's just objectively wrong. All that stuff's just wrong. He's American. If he's Puerto Rican. Oh, and he performs in Spanish. Maybe that's what they're upset about, huh? That's probably it. Oh, he's not singing in English, so therefore it's wrong or something like that. I mean, again, it's about free speech. You can sing in any language you want. In fact, my first band, Love Spirals Downwards, or the first two albums, there was hardly any English words on there. We chose to not use English. In fact, we chose kind of not to even use languages all that much. It's an artistic choice. Like, I'm just flabbergasted. I don't know what to say here. Wow. Yeah, and Travis, I imagine not every player in the NFL is a United States citizen. I know, like the NBA, it's a very international thing now. I mean, maybe I would guess maybe like 1 out of every 4 or 5 players isn't a United States citizen. They're from, a lot of them are from Europe, all over, Africa, a couple from Asia. Well, that's just Puerto Rico, Giovanni. I know that's a factor, but there's other United States territories, right? Besides Puerto Rico. Someone give me a history in the United States. Like, what are the territories of the United States? Let's see if Siri is going to...
The United States has 14 territories. 5 of them, American Samoa, Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, and the United States Virgin Islands, have a permanent, non-military population, while 9 of them, the United States minor outlying islands, do not. This answer is from Wikipedia.
Okay, there you go. So we have like 14 United States territories. Well, the thing is, Triumph Band, yeah, the issue is Bad Bunny performs in Spanish, so it's not cool leaving out the majority of English-speaking Americans at an American sport. I'm not sure how they're being left out. I mean, you don't have to understand every last word to like the music, And odds are these people that are complaining don't like Bad Bunny anyway, so they probably wouldn't be watching anyway. I just think it's just a reason to show some, racism / cultural insensitivity. I mean, geez, just let artists perform. If you don't like it, don't watch it. I'm saying it's America. No one's going to force you to watch the Super Bowl halftime show. I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to watch the game. I'm not going to watch any of it. It's my choice. I don't have to turn on the TV or go to a Super Bowl party. I'm saying if you can watch the game and go eat food, take a poop, whatever, during halftime, go to the store and grab some more beer, or whatever you got to do. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure if, say they got a band like an English speaking band that people didn't like, they complain anyway. They wouldn't watch it. Like, say if they got let me just try to pick a band here. Smash Mouth. Say they got Smash Mouth to play the Super Bowl halftime show. People would complain, and they would just say, "Oh, I'm gonna go take a poop during halftime," and so be it. It's your free right as a free person to not watch Smash Mouth. It's just being really, just grow a pair, don't be a snowflake. Why do people have to complain about everything? If there's an artist you don't like on a show, don't watch it. There's plenty of stuff I watch. I don't watch because I know I'm not going to like it. And, we have limited time on earth. Time's a precious commodity, opportunity costs and all that with our time. I try my best to spend my time doing things or watching things that please me. And if, like, Peter's saying, hey, you're going to do that response video to that Isaac Butterfield video? I say, yes, I don't know. I don't know if I want to dedicate so much time watching his 15-minute video being a complete asshole about vegans. If it was a short, a minute video, 2-minute video, I'd probably do it. But I don't want to devote so much time exposing myself to such hateful bigotry. So anyway, yeah, there's Angie. Hey, we're just talking about music that has a lot of words that we may not necessarily understand. Yeah, Angie says, most of the music I listened to in recent years is in Korean, but I don't feel, quote, left out. Me either, totally. And I wonder if Bad Bunny takes a cue from like what K-pop artists do, where there's some English words in there, so you can kind of get the vibe of what the song's talking about. Yeah, the next sentence or two might not be in English, or it'll be in Korean. But you know what's going on. Music's a universal language. I didn't make that up. You can feel what's being expressed by the artist, by the vibe of the music. And if they give you enough lyrical cues about what's going on in the song by dropping a few words in English, as a lot of K-pop does. I've never seen people go to I've been to a few K-pop shows and concerts in my day where the vast majority of the song lyrics are not in English. I've never seen anyone complain. I didn't see people in the audience sitting there going, what is he saying? I can't. I feel left out. Like, no, they're there going, yeah, this is awesome. Hell yeah, that's me sometimes too. Yeah, this is awesome. I don't know every word, but I'm singing along in the English words I know, trying to fake the Korean words I'm hearing too that I know because I've heard the songs a bunch of times. You can enjoy a song that's not your native language. I think it's very raciophobic. Is that a word? Xenophobic to insist that all art be in your native tongue. That's just really not how the world is. We're just one country here, one language. Yeah, good point. Heidi, yes, Spanish is a very it's probably the second most spoken language here. Yeah, it's from my experiences in school, yeah, it seems to be more of a popular language to study in high school. Than say like French or German. And they wanted Lee. I don't even know who's Lee Greenwood. An 85-year-old dude. I don't know any of these people. I guess it shows you I'm just so in the Korean music system right now. I don't know who any of the young people, the old people. I don't know. I'm just not following like United States American music or anything like that. Nikki, most of your YouTube commercials are in Espanol now. Awesome. Yeah, I'm with you, Graven, 100%. I'm going to read your comment verbatim. I listen to music that is a vibe with my soul. I don't care what language it is in. I'm not, my mind is open. Yeah, music for me is a vibe, and I listen with my soul, 100%. That could have been words I said in an interview there, Graven. We're on the same page there, yeah. I don't care. I really don't give a crap what language the song's lyrics are in. I don't care what country the artist came from. I don't care if the song came out last week or is like an awesome Miles Davis song from the 50s. I don't care what genre it is. I don't care. If it moves my soul, if it makes me cry because it's so beautiful or sad, that's all I care about. Lee Greenwood is "God Bless the USA" song. I've never heard of that. "God Bless America." I don't know. I don't know what that is. I mean, I've heard that expression. I didn't know it was like a song out right now or something like that. Or did he put it out a long time ago since he's 85? You don't have too many 85-year-olds putting out music, I guess. I don't know. But anyway, Allison says, Ryan, I'm 27 and I don't know most young artists these days. I see their names and I'm like, who the heck is that? Yeah, that's like me when I see the list of bands coming out for like the next Coachella. I go, okay, I know that one. I know those guys. Oh, there's a K-pop band. I know them. And the rest, I don't know what's going on. That's kind of true when I see the list for any like music festival these days too. I mean, yeah, if you want to talk K-pop, I can get deep in the weeds in a lot of K-pop. But yeah, as far as what's going on in American music, don't know. Uncle, do I like Iron Butterfly? I kind of know who they are, yeah. Yeah, not really checked out before. I've heard of Inagata Davida. I've heard of that before. I can't say I recall any songs though. AJ is curious now. Now you want to check out Bad Bunny. Awesome. Blood Rose 75. Ryan, love spirals. Always hard always had the feel of Lisa Gerrard, Dead Can Dance, Transcendental, and Etheric. Yeah, it's a good way to describe us. But we have a lot of Cocteau Twins and Pink Floyd and soulfulness in there too. I'm with you, VLAM. Society's on the verge of collapse. Can we stop with this us versus them mentality? No, I think people are finding this as an opportunity to push that as hard, divide people as hard as possible. Hey, either you're part of this like white thing and English thing, or you're not. You know, it's like this xenophobia thing has gotten more amplified over the past few years than ever before. From what I can see. So yeah, this whole talk about what's going on with the Super Bowl is a perfect textbook example that strengthens that view I have. Oh, it's that song. Okay, Carl, the Proud to Be American song. Yeah, okay, I've heard that song before. I had no idea who did it and stuff like that. Why this year of all years? Shouldn't have he sung it like 15, 20 years ago, whenever that song came out? Like, why now in 2025? It's not like, you know, on the charts or anything like that. I'm sure Bad Bunny's like blowing up the charts, right? Listen, you just love this late stage capitalism. It's that plus other stuff too. Yeah, Heidi, there's some really great music. Yeah, from Japan as well. Yeah, yeah. Some of my favorite music that I've discovered the past year or two has been from Japanese artists. I'll give you anyone wants to check them out. Graven might know some of the ones I'm talking about. XG, they work within the K-pop system. I think they're based in Seoul, Korea, but I think there's 7 girls in the band. I think one's Korean, and the rest are Japanese. And they sing all in English, by the way, which is strange enough. I don't think any of them that's their native language, but they sing all in English. So check out XG, the letters XG. And another band, I've mentioned them a few times here before, they're called Perfume. There are 3 ladies, 3, you know, they have producers, but it's 3 vocalists. They're from Japan, and they've been around like since the 90s or early 2000s. They've spanned decades, and they have an awesome catalog. They have all sorts of songs, but they're kind of like it's kind of J-pop, a little kind of 8-bit kind of sound, but they have some really cool soulful songs too. Yeah, Bad Bunny's been popular for a while now, Angie says. Yeah. Okay, Peter, he did sing it 25 years ago. That's what I was thinking, something like that. But they keep repeating it. It's his only hit. Anyway, yeah, it doesn't seem like an appropriate artist to get, you know, considering the guy hasn't charted in like 25 years. So I'm not sure why they would get him. Like, why is everything political these days? Remember, I've said this so many times, guys. Everything is freaking politicized these days. Being vegan has become politicized. I've seen so many like people say, "Oh, it's a lefty communist thing" or something like that, and it's not. Heidi's not lefty, and none of us are communists. I don't think. You know, it's just a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Music is now getting politicized. You know, like what the f? It's just like, again, if you don't like an artist, all right, fine. There's way more artists out there, musical artists, that I don't like than there are the ones I do like. But guess what? I don't spend all day going on the internet bitching and complaining about the artists I don't like. If I'm going to go on the internet and discuss bands, I'm going to talk about the ones I do like. I'm going to talk about my band even, but I'm not going to go bitch about other bands I don't like. That just seems so counterproductive. Like, why are people so inclined to bitch and complain about stuff they don't like? If you don't like it, awesome, great. You don't have to like everything, but you don't have to bitch about it. You know, the world wasn't built for you. You know, every creation wasn't meant for you. Anyway, hey, Chilius Hollow. Hey, Ryan, I can't get enough protein from chickpeas and garden green peas. I'm honestly not too fond of traditional beans and lentils and tofu, soy intolerant sleeps like that. Hey, Yeah, look at me. I said I'm a music producer. I would say consult with a vegan dietitian. If you would like me to get you in touch with some really good vegan dietitians, ones that work in a vegan medical office with like board certified doctors and stuff like that, let me know. I'll be more than happy to tell you who to consult with. They know a billion times more about dietary preferences and tolerances and how to get a balanced diet if you have these kinds of dietary issues that you're talking about. It totally can be done from what I know, but I am not the person to give you some kind of meal plan on that. But if you're interested, let me know. I can point you in the right direction. Yeah, Asia, yeah, both of those. People need to lighten up, and B, have a sense of humor again, and C, understand that not everything is for you. Not everything out there is about you. Angie and I always like to bring up this thing about some person. Forgive me, I get it wrong. Have you guys heard about the bean soup thing? I think it was a girl or a lady made a post on, I think, TikTok or Instagram, something like that, about some bean soup that she made for her to eat for herself. And then she got nothing, but just like nothing, but a whole ton of people complaining like, oh, but I can't eat bean soup. I'm allergic to beans, or I don't like beans, or like, okay, but don't bitch at her that you can't eat beans. She made it for her. She was saying, if she made a video saying, hey, here is bean soup, and this is the food that all you guys out there, you must eat the bean soup. And if you don't, you suck, and you're an a-hole, you're going to die. And she did nothing like that. I said, hey, here's a bean soup I made, sharing it with the world. And so many people complained how they couldn't eat the bean soup. I mean, don't they have the brains to figure out, oh, well, okay, if I can't eat it, that's fine. I don't have to complain to her. She's not like my keeper. She's not responsible for my feeding or anything like that. So anyway, yeah, that's where we've come to now. A culture of people who complain when they see content, particularly on the internet, that doesn't work for them. That they can't eat the bean soup because they don't like beans. They see a band performing, they will be performing at halftime, that doesn't work for them. Fine, then don't eat the bean soup. Don't watch Bad Bunny. It's not that hard. Bitching is way more hard. Yeah, just common sense, AJ. It's common sense. Like, here's the thought, here's the calculus that goes on in one's head. Say I'm on the internet and I'm reading someone's Instagram and I see them talking about something that I don't like. It could be they're talking about a food I don't like, or a band I don't like, or a piece of music gear I don't like, or whatever. I could just say, all right, yeah, I don't like it, but that's the thought process. Do I need to go there and tell them how horrible that thing is that they're using, that they're doing, even though they're not telling me that I need to do it, but I need to go and tell them that they shouldn't do it or something like that, just because I don't like it, even though that food works out for them or that music gear works out for them just perfectly, no problems. It's like that lady that, remember, it was a few years ago, she was complaining how, because she had an issue with alcohol abuse or whatever, she couldn't tolerate me and Angie showing the occasional like glasses of wine when we're having a nice celebration of a birthday or something like that. I said, look, I understand where you're coming from and I respect that. I know people that can't tolerate a sip of anything and it sends them off in a bad way, but we're not like that. It's like, I don't think I have to like justify us having a glass of wine on special occasions. It's not about you. It's me. This is my life. Me and Angie, we're open enough to share some of it with you guys, and you shouldn't bitch at us if you can't do something that we're doing. We're just sharing our life, and it's not a reflection of what you can or cannot do. So anyway, Nikki, when you get your lunch out of the work fridge, one woman always had negative comments like how can you eat tofu? I don't like it. Well, the thing is, you should tell her, just because you don't like tofu, that has no bearing on me liking or not liking tofu. Do you understand that? How does what you like or dislike food wise have any effect on me? It's like it doesn't make any. I think people just like to complain. That's it. They just love to bitch. They see something that they don't like. It's not about them, but they feel it's about them, and they get freaked out and have to tell you. Yeah, Allison, the audacity and entitlement of people to do stuff that they like, to eat the food that they like, or do the things that they like to do. Yeah, people just need to mind their own damn business. If you see someone doing something that you don't like, as long as that thing isn't like harmful, they're not like beating children or splashing paint on orphanages, or as long as they're not doing something bad, illegal, or immoral, just shut up if you're not into it, Yeah, the guy bitched about my haircut. Like, I'm sorry that these hardcore tough I'm super tough because I eat meat. They're such precious snowflakes though when they see a haircut that they don't like. Like, well, I guess you're not all that tough. All that muscle has done you no good because you're still a whiny baby. Anyway, yeah, Uncle, I don't think people that are doing this kind of bitching and complaining have any intention to listen to people with viewpoints different from their own. I don't think it's not going to happen. They feel like their point of view is the one and only one, and the whole world revolves around them, and the whole world must conform to their preferences. If not, they feel they have the God-given right to complain. Carl, your children have a good response to this. Sounds like a you problem. Yes, that's the perfect response, Carl. 100%. Yeah, love it, Carl. That's it. That's the perfect response. Sounds like you have a you problem. Just because you don't like tofu coming out of the fridge that I'm about to eat, that's a you problem. I have no problem with tofu. I love it. So tough shit, If you can't handle a person eating tofu, you might need some therapy. Seriously. If it triggers you that badly. So true, Graven. Hey, Allison, yeah, I also could say, oh, could you remind me when I offered you my food, my tofu, right? Asia, yeah, someone commented on actually one of my oldest videos, like the first one I put out like in 2013 or whatever. I don't know how they found that one, but they said, "Can you want to talk about like Jordan Peterson's health?" I replied back, what's wrong with him? So Jordan Peterson, this guy, been eating carnivore and how awesome carnivore is. It's the only diet that works and shit. Anyway, what's going on with him now? He's deathly ill and in the ICU. Again? I thought he was already had that problem. He was in a coma a few years ago in Russia, right? Or something like that. So what's wrong with Jordan Peterson now? Can you guys, do you know, AJ, or anyone else know, why is Jordan Peterson deathly ill and in the ICU? Does it have anything to do with not eating plants for the past so many years? Yeah, it's also called main character syndrome too, huh, Graven? Peter, you saw a picture of him. He looked pretty unwell. Don't know why. I'll check it out. I don't like to pick on people when they're ill. I'll pick on Jordan Peterson when he sits in front of a chopped pile of wood talking about the woke narcissists of compassion are trying to take your meat away from you. I'll respond to shit like that. But yeah, I don't want to kick him while he's down or anything like that, Severe pneumonia and sepsis. Wow. I'm not sure what sepsis is, but I know severe pneumonia, that's bad. Huh. Didn't he have that before? Is that why he was in the coma? I don't remember. Why does he have so many weird health problems? Huh. How old is that guy? How old is Jordan Peterson? Okay, he's a little older than me. I was going to say he looks older than me. Okay, I'm 58. Jordan is 63. I was going to say if that guy's like 53, he's really not, anyway, I'll just leave it at that. Okay. Yeah. How can we forget the woke narcissist of compassion? We even made a little shirt for a while that had that on there. I keep telling Angie to let put it back up because I want to get one. I want to wear it. Okay, sepsis is a bacterial infection in your blood. It's easily fatal. Wow, sounds like he has some major health issues right now. Eyes are glazed over, looks sickly. Meat and salt, that's all he eats, huh? Wow, I'm just going to leave it at that. Well, I hope Jordan Peterson doesn't die or anything like that. I mean, I think he's a completely horrible person, wrong about so many things, particularly veganism. But I don't want him to die or anything like that. I'm not that kind of person at all, you know? I don't wish that bad things to happen to people, even if they're sort of like enemies of sorts, you know? Like Joe Rogan. I don't want Joe Rogan to die or anything like that. I think he's a complete bad person, especially when it comes to being a vegan bigot, not a vegan bigot. So you didn't have a healthy diet tonight, Peter? Well, diet isn't something that happens in one meal or one day. It's like something that happens over a longer span of time than that. So if you had like a one night or day of not eating the greatest, you're probably going to be all right, Peter. Yeah, I'm not a medical doctor or health professional. I think you're going to be all right. Okay, yeah, his daughter is more active than him on social media. So that's how you heard about her dad's health. Michaela Peterson, right? Is that her name? Anyway, yeah, best wishes to Jordan Peterson. Shows you what an honest human I am. I don't like him much, especially about all the crap he said about us vegans. But I don't wish him well, and I hope he gets better so he can say more stupid crap about vegans, because you know he will. If he pulls through, I'm sure he's going to say more stupid crap. And if he does, I'm going to respond to it. So, Jordan, get better so I can make a kick-ass bitchin' video. Okay, Jordan? Get better. And maybe eat a potato in the hospital or some steamed broccoli. I don't think it's going to kill you. Every disease can be cured by meat and salt. Well, obviously, sepsis and severe pneumonia aren't doing a good job on curing what he's got by eating meat and salt. Anyway, yes, everyone, hit that like button and all the good stuff, the notifications and all that. Thanks, guys. I want to say thank you, guys. I want to say thank you for last week. We indeed ate Panda Express here. We got this deal too, where we could get it delivered for like pretty much next to free. I think like $26 total to get the food and taxes and a delivery sent here. So that's what we did last week after last week's live stream. So yeah, we did that little fantasy we had watching this series of one of our favorite K-pop bands, EXO, visiting this cool town in Southern Korea. And yeah, we saw it before. We haven't seen it for years. And yeah, we were when we watched it a few years ago. We were always eating Panda Express, strangely, when we watched it. So we did that last week. So thanks to you guys for all your super chat tips for that. Tonight, though, we already have a dinner planned. We have Tuscan kale pilaf already in the Instapot. I just need to text Angie about maybe a half hour before I end the live stream to go push the button on it, and that's what we're having tonight, the Tuscan kale pilaf, TKP. What, Peter? Elon Musk did an interview. Another guy like Jordan Peterson, like Joe Rogan, who I think are bad people, and they say some of the stupidest shit out there about veganism. But anyway, Elon Musk did an interview with him, and he had a bad back, and he said, yeah, if you eat some meat, it'll cure your bad back. Wait, who? I was imitating okay, so Elon had the bad back. So Jordan's telling Elon, if you eat some meat, it'll cure your bad back. Is that pretty good? To my ear, that sounds just like him. Let me know if you thought my impression of Jordan Peterson was acceptable or passable. Like, what? Elon's not a vegan or vegetarian. Of course Elon eats meat. So why is his back still bad? I can't believe it. It's like that Shane guy says, a raw vegan diet will cure every disease known to man. It's funny how these like grifters will say their diet's the one that cures every disease known to man. But no, Jordan Peterson thinks eating meat and salt will cure every disease known to man. Which one is it? None of them do. That's the thing. Neither of those diets do. No diet cures every disease known to man. But if you're going to be a grifter, you can say whatever you want. You know, you can do it in a raw vegan way. You can do it in a Jordan Peterson meat and salt way. It just shows you how grifters grift. They just make stuff up. They lie. That's why I prefer evidence-based information. I want to know the truth about it. And I haven't seen any evidence-based information that says any way of eating cures every disease known to man, or even like 90% of them or anything like that. You dare me to talk like that the rest of the live stream, the Jordan Peterson? Okay, you liked it too, AJ, huh? My Jordan Peterson. Let me try it one more time. Elon. Can't even do it now. I'm being too self-conscious. I can't do it anymore. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll try to sneak it in randomly when I'm not on the verge of laughter like that. But yeah, I kind of, in my mind when I'm doing Jordan Peterson's voice, I'm thinking Kermit the Frog, Hermit, whatever his name, the frog, you know, the Muppet. That's what I'm kind of thinking of. You're like, it's like that. It's not exactly like that, but if you do Hermit the Frog, you're like 60% of the way there. Honky tonk soy latte voice. Let's see. I have a few ways of doing it, huh? Yeah. Ryan's from California. Soy latte from California. I like these weird. How come all these anti-vegans have weird voices? Huh? She was trying to imitate my voice. Like, no, we don't talk like that from California. We talk like this. We're chill. We have a relaxed, laid-back accent. We don't talk like this or something like that. Yeah, I don't know who talks like that. It sounds like some kind of 30s movie or something. Hi, I'm Ryan. I'm from California. You're a wise guy, you see? What's the idea? You know, that's kind of more what she had going on there. Yeah, you got it, Carl. Jordan's voice is a little scratchier, but yes, it's definitely like a Kermit the Frog. I said Kermit gets you 60% of the way there, but you got to get that scratchy gravel thing that like Sean Baker's got too. I don't know why these old carnivore dudes got these scratchy voices. But I don't know. Is that connected? I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just noticing. The reason why I point that out is I can't think of any like non-carnivore older dudes, be it vegan or non-vegan, that have that scratchy. It sounds like gravels in their throat. I mean, I'm sure they're out there, but the only two I know happen to be carnivore diet old dudes. So is there a connection? I don't know. I should do that for trick-or-treaters. Which one? The old-fashioned voice, or the soy latte voice, or the Jordan Peterson voice, Heidi? Which one should I do for the trick-or-treaters? But I'm not going to do any trick-or-treating. And it does sound a little bit like Tom Waits. If you throw, Tom Waits, you guys got to look him up. He's like, if you're Gen X, you probably know who Tom Waits is. But yeah, Tom Waits mixed with Kermit the Frog and a scratchy, rattly, gravel-sounding voice. That is the recipe for my idea of Jordan Peterson's accent. The one I did with the teeth? I didn't even know I was using my teeth there. Oh, no, I cannot do RFK's voice, man. That is just weird. I mean, no. I could approximate Peterson, but no, RFK's voice, that's just too... You'd have to be really talented, a really good like impressionist, or what's it called, ventriloquist? Not ventriloquist. What are those people who do voices? Someone who's like exceedingly good at that, to do an RFK voice. Mark E. Moon, they are trying hard to project fake masculinity with the gravelly voice, but how do you make the gravel sound? That's what I'm wondering. Like, how do you make the sound of gravel in your throat? That's what I understand. Like, say I'm just trying to be a jokester here, and do an accent. I can't make gravel appear in my throat. You're like, how does that happen? To me, it sounds like something's wrong with their throat. Like, from, I don't know, bile from all the crap in the meat. I don't know. It doesn't sound like something that should be in your throat. Uncle, yes, great question. Halloween falls on a Friday. What are you guys doing? Are you guys going out trick-or-treating, going to parties? Or are you going to be here with me? Because I ain't going anywhere. I'm not gonna go trick or treat. I'm not gonna answer the door, give candy to kids. I'm gonna be chilling here. What are you guys gonna do? Let's see. So Peter's telling me VD made a video about me a month ago. She still does. Like, why? Like, why is she so concerned about me? I'm not that important. And every time she makes a video about me and I respond, I expose her super easily for the lying sack of lies she is. But, you know, I guess she's a glutton for punishment, right? She just loves me talking about her. Are you watching, VD? Do you have a little crush on little old me here or something like that? Like, why do you care about me so much for? Do you really like me just making you look like a complete lying grifter, liar, piece of crap liar? Is that what you like? I mean, I'll do it again if you want, if that really turns you on. Anyway, also, let me give you a good screenshot so you can get ready. So you can respond to this video of me calling you a lying piece of crap. All right, there we go. All right, so back to our regular programming here. My brain is deteriorating. Oh, by what metrics is my brain deteriorating? I mean, aren't all our brains deteriorating? I mean, we're all older. Once you're past the age of your early 20s, your brain has all the cells it's ever going to have. It doesn't make new neurons, as far as I understand. Neurons. It doesn't make new neurons. So I guess I slurred them together. Neurons, because my brain is deteriorating. But my point is, once you hit peak neuron in your 20s, yeah, all our brains are deteriorating. But if my brain is so deteriorated, VD, if you're watching, VD, let's see how bad my brain is deteriorating. Let's play a game of chess online for all to see. In fact, let's play more than a game. Let's do a series of say best out of 5 or something like that. Let's do like on chess.com. We can both go. You could cheat though. She could cheat. She could have someone with her. So no, that won't work out. I'll figure out a way to do a mental challenge. And she's way younger than me, so she should kick my ass. A, I'm way older than her, so my brain has deteriorated because of age. And secondly, my brain is deteriorated even more because I don't eat meat or cheese or something like that. So it's funny. With my extremely deteriorated brain, I'm still much more able than she's ever been in her entire life to put together a sound, cogent piece of reasoning, like an argument, share evidence-based information. With her great brain, I expect great things from her, but all she can do is say, oh, look at him. It looks like the vegan diet is killing him because he's vegan. There you go, guys. There's your evidence. That's all you need to know. Bye. Anyway, that's good, Peter. Don't give her any clicks. Don't watch her crap. Anyway, maybe I'll respond to it, Peter. I'll check it out. Did you say it's not there anymore or something like that? And who's that person that did lawsuits against her? Maybe I should try to take her to court. Yeah, and Allison, I could have ADHD too, which has nothing to do with being vegan. So she's being ableist, complaining that people's brains aren't working up to her super high standards, which is ridiculous to say because honestly, and I say this objectively, guys. You know me, I'm not one to attack people's character or stuff like that. But I'm saying this objectively. Are you watching, VD? I'm absolutely serious here, totally sincere. I think your IQ is in the lower 20, the bottom 15-20% of the regular distribution on the IQ curve. Seriously, I think you're one of the least intelligent people I've ever seen make YouTube videos. I'm just putting that out there. That's how I find it completely ironic and and humorous that she thinks she can critique people on their brains when she obviously has some of the least capable brain power. She just can't reason her way out of a paper bag. Doesn't understand science. I remember that video that Daddy made to show her how to click a mouse over a link. She didn't even understand that. But anyway, again, I'm not doing an ad hom or anything like that. An ad hom is when you instead of responding to a person's argument or evidence, you make fun of them. I'm just making fun of her here. There's no argument or evidence here. I'm just making fun of her here. No, I'm not actually making fun of her. I'm just stating what I think is a true fact, that she's in the bottom, at least the bottom quartile of on the IQ curve, and there's nothing bad about that. I'm just saying. The only reason why I point that out, because some of you guys might be in the lower quartile, it's totally cool. The only reason I'm bringing that about her is she has no business to complain about this stuff. She has no business complaining about people's intelligence or ability to reason when she's severely not that good at that. Anyway, and I'm sure some of her fans are going to tell her about this. So if you're watching, VD, let me give you one more cute pose for you. I'll take my glasses off for you, VD. Let me give you a nice shot here. How's that one? Is that good enough for you? No, I look too good there. Let me make a horrible one for you. All right, there you go. That's your last free thumbnail for you, VD. Make a great creative story. Maybe you need AI to help you out there. That could be your ticket to like trying to make your content like up on the level of like, like an average person. People, see, what's up with this? Why do people hate vegans? I've never done anything to VD. I've never made videos about her or anything like that. I didn't even know who the hell she was. But she's just a bigot against me because I'm vegan. And not only that I'm vegan, I don't sit in the corner and keep my mouth shut. I actually speak out against misinformation, like what she puts out there. I speak out against people that she thinks are great because they're putting out misinformation. So she dislikes me because I'm a vegan who won't stay silent. And, you can go F yourself, ED, because you're not going to shut me up with your stupid videos. And I emphasize the word stupid. Not you, but your videos. But they say stupid is as stupid does. So you can infer from that what you will. Anyway, enough of me bitching here. Let's get back to something more positive. Hey, Jonna, did you just pop in? Let's see. Yeah, I like the idea of a chess game, Uncle, but more I thought about it, it's really easy to cheat on online chess. It's super easy. You can't see the person. You could have get your friend over who's like, a master at chess or something like that and make the moves. No one would know, like, wow, who knew VD knew how to do the Sicilian dragon, opening. Who knew that? Wow. She's an expert at the Carl Khan. Sweet, True, Carl, and they also want us to shut up, too. A lot of people say, I'm okay with you vegans, but why do you guys have to go on the internet and talk about shit? Well, the same reason that you go on the internet and talk about shit, because we have free speech. That's why. Evil Steven. Wow, Evil Steven. What do you want to talk about today, Evil Steven? Hopefully nothing too evil. And hopefully you're not evil. Hopefully it's just a name. It doesn't mean anything. What's that, Nikki? Entering a pumpkin contest in a couple weeks at work with a Hello Kitty painted pumpkin. You will start next week. That sounds awesome. All right, Evil Steven, here to talk about veganism. Cool. Let's see, what else did I miss in my... I'm sorry I got all emotional there talking about VD. Just people like her just really piss me off. That's what I'm just talking about, just these vegan bigots. They just really irk me. I don't care if VD never made a video about me. I wouldn't talk about her. Like I said, I only watch content or listen to music or whatever of stuff I like. I don't go out there and seek out stuff that sucks unless someone's like you guys say, hey, do you see what Jordan Peterson or VD said? There's some stupid bullshit about vegans, and I go watch. Oh my god, I gotta respond to that. But anyway, I don't I try not to fill up my remaining years on this planet with crap that sucks. Okay, it's a stage name. You didn't even choose that, Evil Steven. Ah, well, you're stuck with it. That's a cool name, though. So anyway, let's see how we're doing here. 7:22. I'll text Angie in a few more minutes to start up that Tuscan kale pilaf. I want to ask anyone watching right now from the vertical format live stream. It's something I'm trying different tonight. Hey Muggs, you've noticed you've developed an uncomfortableness in telling people you're vegan, really? I can see why. There's so many vegan bigots out there. You almost avoid it now instead of just being me because of the how to know if someone is vegan, they will tell you me. You don't even have to mention it. You don't have to mention that you're vegan if you want to. People really don't, unless you want them to know, unless you're wearing a shirt or something like that, they don't have to know unless you're going to go eat with them or something like that, or they're going to give you food, or you have to attend an eating situation with someone. They don't have to know right away. I don't make it the first thing I tell about people. I mean, a lot of people know because, who I am, or at the basketball courts on my shirt say vegan, but it's not the first thing. Hey, oh, good to meet you for the first time. I'm Ryan and a vegan. It doesn't really come up all that often. Yeah, Peter, it totally worries me about what could happen to my healthcare. Absolutely. I'm not sure how I'd respond to my healthcare more than doubling, or who knows? I don't know. That sucks, And I think it's all so that billionaires and ultra wealthy can get a tax cut. I got to pay more for my health, so the people already have more enough money that they don't know what to do with for the rest of their life. They can have more. It's so fucked up. Anyway, let's continue on here. Jana, if you're watching on your phone, you could be. There's two streams. Is it like, am I, let me ask you, can you see the lava lamp? If you can see the lava lamp, you're watching in horizontal. If you can't see the lava lamp, you're watching in vertical. Yeah, Uncle, I'm all part of that. Yeah, that's how I can afford having affordable healthcare for sure. You have a shirt that says "Make billionaires extinct." Oh, if only, right? Start the dinner now. No, we're getting pretty close. But I should tell Angie to start the peel off now. Yeah, that's about time right now, 7:25. Why don't you start the dinner now? All right, let's see if she gets it. Heidi, there was some deal made with pharmaceutical prices lowering. Yeah, I saw they did that, I think, with one of the big ones. Was it Pfizer, I think it was, because there was supposed to be like this crazy tariff on Pfizer, if I remember it right. I forgot. It was like 50, 100%, something like that. So I think, was it a 3-year deal where that price tariff wouldn't happen as long as they lowered prices? I think something like that happened, if I understand. I don't read too much current events anymore, but I did hear about that. Yeah, Age, I'm with you. I'm not advocating unaliving billionaires. Like I said, even people I dislike, I don't want them to be unalived or anything bad to happen to them, like Jordan Peterson. I want them to pull through so I can make some more videos. But yeah, just making sure no one can be a billionaire would be nice. Oh, Steven, I don't understand why there's this thing known as billionaire worship. They don't give a shit about you. They're not fighting for you. They don't care. It's like, I don't know why people who are like so not billionaire care about them great billionaires. I remember Bob Hill, when he was on here, was telling us how awesome billionaires are. They do so much. I go, no, you don't have to do anything. Let's say you had $1 billion and all you did was, you could live off just the interest. Say you put it in, let's see. I already like. Just say you're super conservative. You put it in like a money market fund, which billionaires don't do. They have better stuff. What is 4% of $1 billion? What is 4% of $1 billion?
4% times $1 billion is $40 million.
See, you don't have to invest it and do things. You could just sit on your butt and eat bonbons all day and just make $40 million a year just from a super safe conservative investment. Just off $1 billion, you can have $40 million a year to live on. You don't have to do anything. In fact, that's what's happened. A lot of money is just being hoarded away. It's not like being thrown back into the economy to make it robust or anything like that. So yeah, if I had $1 billion, I wouldn't work. I would just sit around and collect 40 million bucks every year. That'd be more than enough. Hey, Fallen Marie. Hey, glad you are here. Fallon. Why did I call you Fallen? It makes you sound evil, like evil Stefan here. No, Fallon Marie. Glad you could make it. Evil Stefan, you're still working your way up to your first 100K. Well, let's see if you ever become a billionaire, huh? The 7-digit. No, that's not 7 digits. That's the millionaire club. So that would be like the what's that? 10-digit club. Anyway, good luck with that, the evil Stefan. Why are billionaires so unhappy? I have no idea if billionaires are unhappy or happy, but the ones that we see on like TV, the ones that have high visibilities, they don't seem like the coolest, nicest people typically. Huh? I'd be interested to check out. Heidi, let me know if you know more about that, about the administration's work to end some types of animal experimentation. Yeah, Fallon. Yeah, I was talking about, today's the first day where YouTube has allowed me to have both vertical and horizontal live stream. However, they share the same chat. That's different. Before I would have 2 separate chat rooms and it was just too confusing. I'd be looking back and forth. So now we're all together in the same place and it's super chill. I'm just going to go with this from here on out since, in theory it allows more discoverability. Some people just watch like vertical stuff all day. A lot of younger people are used to TikTok, Us old people, may not be like that, but that's apparently how a good part of the world, large portion of humanity watches their internet content now. Well, Heidi, I'm wildlife, so if the administration could do something to make sure that I don't lose my health care, that would be really important to this wildlife here. Well, Johnny, I don't think about billionaires too much, but lately they've kind of gotten me more worried. Like, they're making it more like we have an oligarchy now more than ever, where the billionaires kind of just pretty much get their way. They have the money to pay the political PACs, to support whatever issues that they want to see get through or candidates they want to see win. But anyway, it's becoming more of an oligarchy now because of the extreme wealth disparity. How billionaire, if they throw in like $200 million into a campaign, it could change everything. Most people just don't have $200 million as like butt wiping money. Hey Muggs, yeah, I'm glad I popped up on your feed. Thanks for saying hi. Yeah, exactly, AJ. Exactly. I never really thought about billionaires much before, but what's happening lately really makes me concerned about the power that billionaires have. Yeah, if you guys don't know, Trump made a tweet how he wants to put a 100% tariff on China because of their restrictions of rare mineral exports. So because of the stock market took a little crash today. And it could take another fall tomorrow. We might see a replay of what happened in April. So I'm not going to give any advice or anything. But if you been like me, had a little tiny pile of money, of cash, I had it in my my online brokerage account. I'm starting to tap into it now and buy some things at a discount. It's really not that discounted considering the stock market hit all-time highs like in the past week or two. So it's all relative, But anyway, so we'll see what happens next week. Monday, I believe, is Columbus Day, right? Which means there's no trading. But I don't know why. That's a national holiday. But anyway, we'll see how next week goes. Next week could be an interesting week in the market. A lot of people on the finance boards on Reddit think, it's just gonna be like last time. Everyone freaks out, and then he makes another post on his social media platform and says, "Yeah, we have a deal now with China," and then the stock market calms down, things go back. So we'll see. Hey, Patrick Kavanaugh, how is it going? Yeah, Johnny, it's funny how, Marjorie Taylor Greene is usually someone I not hear say things that I like, oh, she speaks wisdom here. But yeah, I saw she was bringing up in Congress how, why are we giving Israel money right now during the shutdown, and considering they get free healthcare and free college and all this stuff, things that are just never going to happen here, yet we're giving them money. Like, why don't we give ourselves the money and not take away our affordable healthcare and stuff? Yeah, it's like, wow, I can't believe she's saying something that's like, yes, that makes so much sense. Cool, Patrick. I'm glad all is well with you. Let me see if Angie got my text. Let's see. Did you get my message? Let's see. It's weird. Like, we're sitting in the same house, same Wi-Fi network. She's my wife, and she doesn't always get my notifications. Like, what's up with that? It's like we're friends and everything on our Apple devices, and they don't always go through. Yep, not always, but I get calls from stupid, like, scams, and I don't get messages from my wife sometimes. It's all weird. But anyway. Okay, she got my message this time. Johnny, and when you went to Israel, had some of the nicest areas too. Yeah, I'm not sure why we're giving them money when we're cutting all our programs here, like, Doge and all that. I'm not sure why we're giving a country that has, like, free college, free healthcare. We're helping them out, yet we kind of need the help ourselves now. But anyway, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. I'm not expressing any ill will towards the people of Israel. In fact, I think it's awesome they have great healthcare and free college and stuff like that. It's awesome. I wish we had that. I want that here. AJ, you'd be terrified to visit Israel, and you're Jewish. Yeah, Jana, and it's not only giving the money away. I think it's just having the political will to actually change the system. Because I know, the healthcare industry is vastly, rich and powerful, and they've been fighting the whole time of, having healthcare become more public rather than, the status quo, which has been wonderful to them. That's the whole thing, this whole oligarchy thing, the system we have where you're like, powerful people, powerful organizations, powerful lobbyist groups can pretty much donate unlimited money to campaigns, to causes that benefit them. That's pretty much how it is now. That's why I'm afraid of oligarchies, oligarchs, meaning that he or she or whoever has the most money can just win. That's often, I tell you, that's one thing I learned when I ran from city council. I kind of looked behind the curtain and saw how the Wizard of Oz really works from behind the scenes, and it's really money. Who he or she has the most money tends to win, like, most of the time. The more money you have, the more ads you can run, the more flyers you can send in the mail, the more commercials you can have, the more exposure you get out there. Most people don't research the issue. So if they get a dumb flyer in the mail and they read, oh, this is bad, oh, okay, I'll vote for that. Really, the thing they're voting for is like they shouldn't be against it. They just saw the ad and thought it was true, and it's really a bunch of nonsense. But anyway, yeah, money is what's controlling, that's what's controlling things right now. Money is what decides who's gonna win and what's gonna happen. Wow, John, I didn't know that. Now we're even sending 200 American soldiers to Israel for that ceasefire, which has nothing to do with us. Interesting, huh? Yeah, Uncle, I have all my Prop 50 stuff now. It's all here now. We both got the mailer and the ballot, I think. I just haven't opened it up yet, but yeah, we got some time still, like a month or so I'll get that happening. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna vote for that. Yeah, big tech isn't helping things much either. I think they're doing more negative than positive right now, but that's just my opinion. You already sent yours in. Good for you, Uncle. Did you mail it or take it to a drop box location? Hey, Muggs, thank you so
Thanks
much
for
for
the
the
tip.
super chat tip. Thanks so much, guys. Thank you, Muggs. That is super generous of you. Much appreciated. It will help us keep our activism, our channel going on here. Peter, I'm not sure what's going to happen next Saturday. Saturday is the day I often go visit my mom, so it's just all going to be, see how things go. And for that day. Right now, I am completely unsure if I'll be available to do anything that day other than like go see my mom. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, Uncle, you took it to Dropbox by your house. Yeah, we got one in our hood too. Well, not our hood, but it's somewhere we go and have little picnics at sometimes. Maybe picnic's too strong a word. We'll get some food somewhere and eat it there. Sonny, I wish I had some vegan dim sum recommendations for you. I don't know. But yeah, out here, there's a chain from Hong Kong. I think it's from Hong Kong. Din Tai Fung. They've got some vegan dim sum there. It's kind of expensive for what it is. I don't know if it was worth it, I thought, but it was a fun experience. I'm glad I did. Maybe I'll go back again some other time. Awesome, Peter. You're going to protest in Canada in solidarity. Awesome. I mean, it's possible. It doesn't have to be mutually exclusive. I might be able to do something in the morning and then go to my mom's after that. So we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, thank you, Peter. Thanks for being in solidarity with us. Evil Stefan, you wish money was the root of you. Hey, you're working your way to your first 100,000, right? That's an accomplishment. You didn't say how far you were from your first 100K, but if you're talking about that, maybe you can see the goal in sight. Wow, Peter, we'll see. That'd be awesome if it were the biggest protest in American history. Damn. No, AJ, I don't think Canadians should cross the border right now. I'm telling Peter to stay where he's at, Just don't come here and get detained or whatever. If they hear you're coming here to protest, they'll probably detain you. Even though it's illegal, but you'll be detained. And they'll send you off the next day. Oh, we're sorry, our bad. It's all good, and you never were able to get to where you wanted. I think it makes a big a statement if you protest in your own country, which is not this country. Let's see, Jana, that's another thing that doesn't make any sense. Why do they need our soldiers if they're doing a ceasefire, supposedly? I think it's for optics. So, it looks good, like, ooh, the United States has done this great thing. Like, no, they didn't. They just, I don't know. I think that's it. That's my guess. Really, AJ? Was this professor, an United States citizen? Or were they a European citizen? All right, Uncle, thanks for sharing that. If you're in our area, there's going to be them all over, but this is the one for our area. I think that's where it was last time. I'll double check that. Damn, that's tough, AJ. Hey, D Rabbit, you've been lurking. That's cool. You can lurk. You've been lurking, but came over from your stuff to write that there are still Canadians missing from being taken by ICE as far as you last read. Really? Like they are visiting here and their whereabouts are unknown right now? Are you serious? Okay, so Johnny, about the 200 troops being sent to Israel, he said, well, apparently the 200 people are going just to be observers to make sure everything goes to plan. I don't see how the 200 troops will like ensure that. It's probably going to go to plan just as well, right? I would imagine. I'm glad we got that Tuscan kale pilaf assembled before the stream. I'm pretty hungry today. I did the gym today. This is cool. This is the first week in like a month, guys, where I was able to go to the gym twice and do my basketball thing. For the past month, I've always had something come up, some things planned, some things not, where I couldn't go. Last week, I thought I was going, but until I woke up, I had to deal with, like, I thought my mom's and stepdad's like bank account got stolen, like $12,000 or something like that. I had to deal with that Friday morning. And by the time it was all figured out, I was just so exhausted and couldn't go. So finally, yeah, back on track this week, 2 trips. So yeah, I feel like I've taken some time off, even though I've been going at least once a week. But I feel like, wow, yeah, going twice this week, I feel it. I guess, you know, being a little out of shape and being a little older and a little out of shape, you really feel it. Yeah, good point, Blood Rose. Yeah. But it's our soldiers that got to go there to make it look like it's a United States thing, a brokered deal. Hey, Emily, thanks for popping in and saying hi. Good to see you. I don't remember seeing you for a little bit. I'm glad to see some people today that I haven't seen for a little while, like Fu Manpu, for instance. I can't wait to tell Sarah that Fu Manpu is back. But anyway, enough politics. I know I don't want this to be a political show or anything like that. We're a vegan show, but you know, everything's been so political lately. It's hard to not have that creep into our discussions. And I try to be fair. You know, I'll give you my opinions. I'll give you my reasons. And you know, hope you respect them if you are of not the same opinion here. But anyway, Mugs, 10-year vegan here. Awesome. Still care deeply, but life has numbed you. How can I reconnect to my passion without forcing myself to watch animal suffering documentaries that will destroy you? Well, what is your passion? Is it veganism? Because you said 10-year vegan here, and you still care deeply. But I'll give you my thoughts on the matter. I mean, I never watch animals suffering in documentaries or exposés or anything like that because I already know what it's all about. The thing that keeps me going is knowing that, hey, I can eat plants. I don't need to have animals bred into existence so they can be kept in exploitative conditions their entire shortened lives that only have it abruptly ended at a slaughterhouse so I could eat a hamburger or a steak or whatever. Like, no, that's what keeps it going. I don't require animals to go through that whole process I just described there of exploitation, cruelty, and slaughter in order for me to live. I can eat plants and be healthy and thriving. So that's all I need personally. I don't know if that's enough for you or anything like that, Mugs, but you know, that's it. I don't need to be reminded about the horrible plight of factory farming. I know all too well what that's like. Nothing's going to change me about that. So I don't need to, you know, like I said, be reminded of that. Well, I think once you've seen footage like that, it sticks, right? You just can't forget that. So, yeah, just remember, yeah, if you really believe animal cruelty and exploitation are wrong, that should be reason enough to not want to consume animal products. And it sounds like it's been keeping you going for a long time, so I hope you're cool with that. You feel like you need to do a lot more. You need to do a lot more. I see what you're saying. Yeah, vegan for life. So staying vegan is not an issue for you. Okay, I'm sorry. I misunderstood what you said there. I get it now, Mug. Sorry about my long-winded ramble then that didn't help at all for you there. But yeah, just do what you can when you can. You might have been busy. Who knows? You know, you might have had to tend to other things in life beyond like, you know, activism or outreach or stuff like that. You know, life gets crazy sometimes. Life gets busy sometimes. The world gets busy and crazy sometimes. You know, it's hard to always be able to focus on things, especially things like, you know, if you're not a professional activist, like say Joey Carbstrong or Earthing Ed, you know, it's hard. That's your job. The income helps you being regular with it like that. So, you know, do what you can when you can. I think the most important thing is that you're vegan and you're going to be vegan for life. That's awesome. You know, that's how I feel exactly too. I'm sure there might be some years where I do less vegan outreach and some where I do more. I don't know. But, you know, Then that's the most important thing, is being vegan. And then secondly, yes, do as much vegan activism or outreach as you can comfortably give enough time to, or as you want to. You might, like I said, other things you want to pursue, some big goals you're trying to hit, and your time is limited and you don't have time to do as much vegan stuff. So yeah, just do what you can when you can. But the most important thing is you're doing the most important thing already. Yeah, Mvine. Yeah, I think all vegan activists or activists in general think this way. As long as you're doing what you can do, I think that's enough. I agree 100%. Heidi, right. I really feel you really trying on politics front and appreciate it. Thanks, Heidi. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to not talk about politics these days. I would seem insensitive or out of touch or whatever. If I didn't address things that are happening in the world right now, because it's kind of a weird time. But yeah, I don't want to turn this into a political show, but yeah, we could talk about, dabble into some of the stuff that's going on. AJ, 11 years vegan as well, 12 years vegan on January 14th, just a couple more months. Awesome. Brandon, you like the lava lamp? Awesome. It's pretty old. I think I got it like maybe 25 years ago or so. I've had to, replace the light bulb a few times. Back then, there were just incandescent bulbs. There barely any fluorescence. So now, if you need a lava lamp bulb replacement, look on Amazon. That's where you get them at these days. I don't think you go to your local hardware store, big box or little one, mom and pop one, and find these bulbs anymore. But thank God those bulbs still exist, and the lava lamp lives on. It needs the heat. That's what gets all the stuff. I don't know what's inside it. I'm not a material scientist or whatever. It heats up from the heat of the very inefficient incandescent bulb. An LED bulb puts out virtually no heat, so it wouldn't do anything other than the bulbous stuff would just stay down on the bottom and not rise and make all the pretty patterns. Anyway, what's that, Peter? If you really want to do some activism, look for different organizations in your area, like Direct Action or other types of outreach. That's some great advice, Peter. Thanks for sharing that. Yeah, there's big organizations. I said that earlier to someone earlier today who was looking to get involved in more activism. Yeah, one thing you can do, instead of trying to be the one-man shop or whatever, like I am kind of here, yeah, you can join an already existing organization, work with them. You'll meet some people too, have a social experience. Wow, I've never heard of that, Evil Stefan. Yeah, Emily, it's hard for any of us right now, even people like us who have, like me, purposely crafted or curated a very kind of custom, news feed on my social media. I just don't watch news stuff indiscriminately. I've crafted, say, my Reddit to only feed me posts from subreddits that I actually subscribe to or follow, whatever name they call it on Reddit, I forgot. But anyway, yeah, before they were pushing me everything, they were trying to suggest, why don't you watch this? I don't want this crap, just give me what I follow, nothing else. And thank heavens Reddit still acknowledges that. You can't do that on other, say, Facebook and stuff. And have you noticed, on the meta properties like Facebook and Instagram, I hardly ever use them anymore because it's a bunch of shit. I don't even know who these people in groups are. No, I only wanted to use it so I could follow people I know, and you're just trying to suggest stuff to me. I don't know who these people are. I don't care. I don't care about any of this stuff. So I just hate going on there now. It's just stupid. So yeah, good job, Zuckerberg. Are the blobs in the lava lamp getting air bubbles? No, it's some kind of, it's a solid mass normally when cool, and when it gets hot, it changes form and divides up into smaller parts or something like that. I don't understand the physics of lava lamps, but that's the basics of it. Hey, Johnny, good night. Johnny, thanks for joining us tonight. Always good to see you. Yeah, and Facebook and Meta always love to sell you stuff too. Yeah, it's basically a bunch of ads. The thing is, if you click on one ad one time, you're going to see it again pretty much for the rest of your life, I've noticed, you know? Maybe there's a way to go in and block it somehow, but you're going to keep seeing the ad forever, you know? And so it's a bunch of ads, and it's a bunch of people and things and places and stuff I don't know and don't care and don't follow. So yeah, it's just a waste of time. I feel more annoyed and angered. Like I'm not getting information. I'm just getting bummed. My eyes are getting blasted with all this stuff. Like I'm telling you, the stuff I don't care about. When I go to Reddit, it's just the stuff I care about, the stuff I subscribe to. That's it. You know, all the information, all the topics that I'm interested in are right there. I have to see a bunch of weird crap. It's not suggesting that I follow some other people or subreddits I don't want to follow. I love it. It's the last decent social media platform. I hope they don't really change it much. Hope they know why they're popular. It's because they're like the last ones to like sort of be cool still. Uncle, I wish you could block channels on YouTube as well. You know, I'm surprised YouTube doesn't allow you to do that. Yep, Uncle, there's the lava lamp is driven by physics, basically. I'm sure a physicist could have a fun time explaining what's going on in it. Yeah, you can do that in Vine. Yeah, you can say don't recommend the channel, but you can't block it. But I think what you're suggesting there in Vine is probably for all practical purposes like a block. You know, not. I guess YouTube's leaving the opening for them to, well, maybe in the future they'll show you something from that channel again, but they're letting you know right now. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So there are some options, but I wish there was just a hard block. You know. Like, even good old Zuckerberg allows you to block. AJ, you just read that Bad Bunny's streams have surged 26% following his Super Bowl 2026 announcement. Good for him. You know, that's the thing. When people get all upset, you know, when they become all snowflakey about things like that, you know, the things that upset their sensitive minds, and they complain about it so loudly, it draws more attention, more awareness. I had no idea who Bad Bunny was, and I've learned a lot more now because of, you know, what's going on. You guys are all talking about it because it's part of our popular culture now. This whole war, basically, against people who are different from us. You know, I don't have a war against people who are different from us, but it seems like the other side, the side who doesn't like people who are different from them, they seem to have more I don't care. You know, like I said, it's a free country. We should all learn to get along and be cool together. Or else, you know, what's the alternative? Some kind of war, and I'm not down with that ever. What's that, Invine? Yeah, I think you can only block users from viewing your channel. I don't think you can do that, Invine, but not blocking other channels. You can block individual people. I guess that I don't know if that blocks them from viewing your content, but I know when, you know, we get an asshole in the comments here saying a bunch of hateful stuff, I'll block them, which means they can never comment again. I still think they can watch the content if I remember right, but I don't care as long as they can't, like, you know, comment. I'm cool with that, you know, because that's why they got in trouble. Oh, AJ, you like Blue Sky? I didn't really try it too much. I should have given that more of a shot. I just been so cool with Reddit, yeah. So, yeah, it's just organized really well, and they haven't like sold it out too badly yet. Yeah, I have heard of the Streisand effect. Can you remind us again what the Streisand effect is in Vine? Then we'll get going pretty soon. I'm starting to get pretty hungry. I'm so glad that we had that Tuscan kale pilaf ready to go, basically. You've only blocked one mean commenter before? Wow, I wish I've only blocked one mean commenter before. I mean, if I go into my channel admin stuff here, the YouTube studio, and look at all the people I've blocked before, it's a long list, man. It's pretty bad. You know, I've blocked hundreds of people. I wonder if it's 1,000 people or not. It's definitely hundreds. Like multiple hundreds, like over 200, I would estimate. Okay, Streisand effect is basically when you try to cover something up, in this case, Bad Bunny, and the thing that was being covered up soars in popularity. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly what happened there. Exactly. Let's ban him from playing. And everyone goes, who is this guy that's upsetting so many people? And now he's more popular than he ever would have been if they just stayed quiet, right? If people that were so snowflakey about a Puerto Rican, an American citizen Puerto Rican performing at the Super Bowl, people said, oh, that's not for me. I don't like people that sing in Spanish, so, I'm not going to watch the halftime show this year. And they probably don't watch most years. They probably don't like Lady Gaga and stuff like that. Anyway, if they just said that and just didn't care about it and didn't organize online, Bad Bunny streams wouldn't have surged 25% in the past month or so. So it just shows you it's great publicity to have people against you. And thank you so much, Muggs, for your second super chat tip there. Thank you so much. Yeah, really, Muggs and AJ Vintage. Thank you so much, guys. Really can't say enough for your support, because seriously, our videos don't get tons of views, and YouTube doesn't pay us that much for the video views, the few video views we get anyway. So thank you guys for helping us out here. Much appreciated. Yeah, exactly. When people try to ban books and they hear about, oh, this book is banned, I never in my life would have ever heard of Larry the Farting Leprechaun. Yes, that's a real children's book that I think it was some conservative group is trying to ban it from schools or something like that. And I read it. There's nothing. It's not immoral or anything like that. It's stupid, but it's not inappropriate for children. If anything, now I'm aware of Larry the Farting Leprechaun. I think I even read some of it one night. Bob Hill was all offended by the concept of a farting leprechaun. I go, you're a snowflake, bro. It's just a farting leprechaun. It's not like he's not like killing people or anything like this. He has a problem with flatulence, a thing that a lot of us have had happen to us at some points in our lives, right? Just made a book about it. Anyway, but yeah, look up Larry the Farting Leprechaun. I think there's some YouTube people who have read the book and maybe have some cool illustrations to go with it. But yeah, it's a cool little book. Let's see. I need to do more clickbait videos. Sometimes I make a clickbaity title, off a clickbaity topic. But yeah, I just do some. My goal with videos is try to do something where I really think the kind of research and thinking that I do is gonna will shine on that topic. So anyway, does Larry fart green? I can't remember if his farts had a color or not, Uncle. It is a children's book, therefore there are illustrations that accompany the text. So it's very possible that they did illustrate his farts with green stuff. So I don't know. It's been a few years since I glanced at Larry the Farting Leprechaun. Thanks, Imvine. I think my videos are very positive for the vegan community too. I just wish they were more popular. I don't know why people don't like watching some old 58-year-old music producer do a critical thinking, evidence-based information breakdown on a topic. Yeah, Heidi, it's a stupid book for sure. That was Bob's whole criticism. But the thing is, that's not uncommon. I've seen other children's books which are not banned, and they're stupid. He said it has no redeeming qualities. It's not high art. Yeah, it's a dumb kid's book. And a lot of kids' books are dumb like that. They're not all like super like classy or deep meaning, some big moral or something. A lot of them are just really stupid, but they don't get banned. It's just funny how Larry the Farting Leprechaun got banned, for being a stupid book, while other stupid books didn't get picked on. It's just so weird. Anyway, yeah, I think we have bigger problems in the world than to ban books about farting leprechauns. But, again, this is back to what I said earlier. People it shouldn't be so easily offended. Don't be such snowflakes. It's just a book about a farting leprechaun. Your child could be exposed to much worse things. Okay, well, I see what you're saying, John. Some of the more uptight religious types, I'm not saying all religious types, but some of the more extreme types feel that fart jokes are inappropriate humor for kids under 12. Well, cool. If that's their belief, and I'm not sure why. I remember I've read the Bible many times in my past. I don't remember anything about farting being a sin or something like that. I never saw Moses or Jesus or Leviticus, like don't fart, it's bad and whatever, If you don't like farting jokes, then yeah, just tell your kid, hey, when you go to the library, you need to have us approve the book first. It might have content in there that regular people who aren't as snowflakey as us are cool with, But yeah, I can't give you a list of everything I get offended by, but I'll let you know, like, oh, farting leprechaun, yeah, fart, yeah, I'm offended by farts. So yeah, the thing is, if I had a kid, I would want my kid to have access to Larry the Farting Leprechaun. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing immoral or improper about it. I wouldn't want it banned because someone who's more snowflakey than me, more easily offended than me, has more rights than me, has more rights to determine what content is available for all children of all religious backgrounds or even non-religious backgrounds. Again, I'm all about freedom and free speech. I don't like taking freedoms away from people. Unless there's a really damn good reason, like they're going to kill someone or something horrible is going to happen. But anyway, guys, actually going. I think our Tuscan kale pilaf should be right about ready now. What's that, Heidi? It was the parents of the kids in that school that voted not to have it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, people, that had a certain snowflakey attitude that were like, trying to ban books that they thought were evil or bad or something like that. And again, there's nothing immoral or bad about Larry the Farting Leprechaun. There's nothing wrong about Farting Leprechaun. To show you what an evil book it is. YouTube allows it. It's like, people read the book, it's up there, it's for children. It's not, it's like an adult entertainment thing. They show illustrations. It's content made for kids. It's not really anything that, is, immoral or bad or against community guidelines or anything like that. But anyway, guys, we'll end the stream on the Farting Leprechaun book there, guys. So thank you again, Muggs and AJ, for your super chat tips. Thank you, Peter and Uncle, for being here tonight. I'm not sure why tonight, the night where I have my two great moderators, no one comes to like try to fight or anything like that. And then one night you guys are both busy. Like, it was crazy. They kept coming. It's weird. I have no idea how that happens. So anyway, guys, thanks for being here. And if you're watching after the fact, if you're watching Sarah, we'll be looking forward to seeing you back next week. And great to see Fu Man Poo come back tonight. That was awesome. So Fu, if you're still watching at home or if you watched it after the fact, because you came in the first like 20 minutes or so, we're glad you're back. So come back again because we missed you. And I think I speak for everyone here. We were super happy and delighted to see Fu Man Poo's return. So anyway, he'll be back hopefully next week. And hopefully, Sarah should be back. Sarah/Late Model will be back from her trip next week. So write it down your calendar. Next Friday, get together as we do every Friday. So next week, hopefully I'll have another video for you. I'm not sure what I'll make it on yet. So yeah, Peter, keep sending me more video ideas. Like I said, I'm not sure if I have the mental wherewithal right now to sort through a whole shit show of an Isaac Butterfield video. So keep sending me more ideas though, Peter. The more I have to choose from, the better. It's always cool to have some extra ones on hand, so I don't have to worry about what am I doing next week. So all right, guys, thanks so much for being here. Good to see you all. And I guess that's it. I don't think I have any new announcements or anything. We have a new song coming out in a couple of weeks, I think in 10 days. So I guess we'll show that to you probably on Halloween. A brand new kind of dream pop, kind of neo soul song. We'll show it to you later. Something quite different from what I've done. We've done over the past year or two, guys. All right, Tuscan Kale Peel-Off is calling my name, and I'm going to go eat it, guys. Good to see you. I'll see you next week. And remember, don't suck being vegan, guys. Much love to you all.